And get this microphone somewhat situated here so that we can. I'm trying to make this
I
thing
feel like a rapper.
like a rapper. I gotta make sure that it can hear us though. See, because like it's not going up that high,
Oh,
but it's gotta pick us up. It's gotta be like close enough.
okay. Is it picking you up?
I don't. It is, but I mean not as loud as it should be. Because this right here, you see the.
What about now?
No, because the microphone piece. You see that round piece right there in it. You gotta talk into that.
Okay. Is it picking it up?
It's picking it up.
Is it picking it up now?
What's up, guys? Sergeant G here from the Stone Vet, man. It's Wednesday. It's the Wednesday after the election. Oh my gosh. By the time you see this, all hell might have broke loose and we may be in chaos right now. Everything's been going nuts right now. Today's Monday that I'm recording this for a Wednesday episode. For you guys to hang back and relax, but you never know. You might be getting ready for a civil war, apparently, from what they've been discussing lately. They've been talking a lot of news media. I don't really watch the news. I try to get my resources from reputable news places. Reputable news places. I don't like listening to those MSNBC, NBC, ABC. Media owns all the Congress owns all those media channels, and so I try to
Congress owns all the media?
Congress owns them all. Look it up. Research it.
Congress.
All those.
Specifically Congress.
Well, them senators and all those Congress people have their hand in the pot, and they tell the media what they want to display. But they are saying that this could go up to a civil war, man. Hopefully not. It'll be Wednesday when you watch this episode. Hopefully you're not out there shooting your bullets off as somebody getting crazy on you. I was going through doing some research. I catch a lot of other podcast people out there that do their own media researches, and they look up stuff, and I just listen to see what they have to say about this whole election thing. Like we always know, every time election year comes up in the U.S., the world is watching this.
They even have polls on who's going to win.
In the world, not just in the U.S., how we have each state shows, oh, the president's doing this here or whatever the case may be. But in the world watches us. Every election year, the world watches us. And that just shows how much of a superpower we really are when the world depends on who we are going to elect to be the next president of the United States, man. I said, it's been crazy this year with this whole Trump-Biden thing. I mean, it's like I said, man, it doesn't matter you left wing, you right wing. You're an American, man. You have to get out there and you have to vote. Don't go and say, oh, my vote don't mean nothing. Just remember, when you don't vote, you're giving it to whoever you don't want to win. Plain and simple. And that's what it's come to now as Americans, is that we just get too lazy, or we're tired of all the BS that's going on. I was looking again, there's another article that came out. They said San Francisco has already started boarding up the businesses to see what happens after the election, man. That kind of psycho chaotic crap is that?
Look at where we've been. This is what has been happening for months and months and months of destruction of personal property and businesses. And they said that out of all the ballots that have been mailed in, the absentee ballots that have been mailed in so far, they are rejecting less of them this election than they have previously, like by far. I think one state had originally, or last year, or election, it was like 2,000 and something ballots that they rejected, and so far they've only rejected like 138 ballots. So, I mean, it's a big difference. And they said that they've had the largest increase of absentee ballots. And usually they said the majority of absentee ballot voters are Democrats. So they've really been trying to pay attention to all of this and look at everything, because apparently, historically, Republicans are the ones that want to vote in person.
Yeah.
And so there's been this uproar about Republicans even trying to basically fight with Democrats on what should be the normal protocol for all of this. So that's starting
It's so stupid.
to really cause people to be upset. It's causing people to be mad. We see I guess the 2016 election, at the end, Hillary was 3% ahead of Trump, and we know that he obviously, by electoral votes, won.
I fucking hate the electoral votes. I think they're fucking full of shit.
Well, I mean, that's just...
I mean,
they're represented based on the number of people in your state. Yeah. It's supposed to be fair.
It's supposed to be.
But, I mean, she was leading in the polls in 2016. At one point, I think in October, she said she wasn't even worried about it. She had it in the bag.
Right.
And she finished 3% ahead, and we know that Trump won. Biden is leading
right now, according to the polls that they have as of October 28th. Yeah, as of October 28th, with all the absentee ballots and the early voting and stuff that's been going on.
They said largest turnout of early voters.
Yeah, no lie, dude. I missed out. So
we tried.
Shit. Life happens. We missed out on the early voting. So I'll be sitting in line for who knows how freaking long, going to cast my vote.
Yeah.
You have to cast your vote. And not only is it just this for the president of the United States, but this is also for your city and your town where you're at. You guys probably have some bills that are going pass through. You guys got to look at. I just looked mine up this evening, and I was like, man, they want to rob Peter to pay Paul and some of these stuff. And I'm like, they try to cover. They put the wool over your eyes, and you're just like, what? Why mess with something? Why take the money from something and put it in something else? I don't understand that.
But you need to look at the president, the candidates for president as well, and their tax.
Absolutely.
If you agree with what their goals for taxes are, then you need to align yourself with that and vote that way, because there are some pretty crazy plans for taxes out there. So I would just advise everybody to go tonight and dig up all of these things. Read past page 1, past page 2, 3, 4. Get into it and actually read. Thing. We see and I don't care who you're voting for, but there's some tax increases that are going to be happening on your property, on your that you already own and above.
What? Yeah, it's just like
that you're already paying on. It's
crazy. Taxes are nuts. I mean, you know what makes it crazy that these people are like, oh, the tax plan is going to save. Who's it going to save? It's not saving anybody. A lot of people are blind to see that when they raise taxes on stuff like that, that doesn't come back to you. That doesn't come back to your community. That goes and lines the pockets of all the Congress people sitting in D.C. All those freaking the presidents, the senators, the representatives that we have up in D.C. When they start doing all these tax plans and say, oh, I'm going to have this tax plan, it's going to do... You're never going to see any of that.
I think you see some of it.
I don't think
Libraries, parks.
Hell no.
Yes, you do. You see some of it, but you need to vote on the ones that are going to give it back to your community and investigate and be educated on the ones the tax increases that are going to benefit.
Man, I don't think you see any of that. Thing just goes. I think it just goes in the freaking. Man, I understand the libraries there, but but that's for the city. The cities raise that money, not the daggum Congress. The extra taxes they want to give you.
But you're saying for your state too. That's what I was saying.
Well, I mean, for your state, I mean, yeah, they're gonna tax the hell out of you. They're gonna find any way they can tax you. Every state has. It's a robbery. Even my son even said, "Taxes is theft." I was like, "Yes."
He's a homeschooled child.
It's absolutely true. Taxes is theft.
We're doing economics, and he comes out in the middle of an economics study. Like, we did the study, and I have him filling out business forms as he would if he were opening a business, and then I have him listing if taxes if you were a corporation or a sole proprietor, and then he comes out and he's like, are these numbers accurate? And I'm like, yeah, they are. This is what a small business is left with. This is what a corporation is left with. And he's like, I think this is theft.
It is. And we all know it. We all know you get taxed for different things. And in every state, you get taxed for different things. I mean, we spent 4 years in North Carolina. And hell, they'll tax you for a damn brick in your yard. For a piece of concrete. Yeah. A piece of concrete in your yard from an old foundation or a driveway.
You better play on that little bit.
You better play on it because they're going to tax you for it. At the end of the year, they will tax you for it.
I'm not against taxes, though. I know that's going to maybe be weird for a lot of people, but I think there are a lot of programs that, in order to be funded, you have to pull money somewhere. Like,
you do. I mean, you have to. Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to raise taxes for certain things, but you have to look. You have to look into it. You have to see why they're proposing a tax increase.
Is it going to help kids in your
Is it actually going to
community?
help, like, or is it going to go to drainage systems? And you're like, why
I don't
the
want to
hell?
be flooded though. Drainage systems are good, right?
They should have been good when they first built the damn things.
They got to repair them.
Yeah, I don't care about those things. There's a lot of stupid things that are out there right now, man. If you, I know you guys have probably been seeing the bullcrap media that's out there right now. Now, Chelsea Handler. We
Okay,
talking
I
about
really
voting,
don't
and we
even-
seen this Chelsea Handler. I don't even know who that.
I don't really even
I don't know
know
who
who
she is. Is she a comedian, an actress, or?
I don't know. I'd have to Google her.
I had to
that
Google her.
probably.
I had no idea who she
my ignorance
was.
was there based on. I don't know. who she
But
is.
she came out.
Percent of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cent to 20 cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person.
People, I think what's happening in America is that we are just saying what the hell we're thinking now. We don't even keep it in anymore. We
Like
just
Marines?
say it. You know, like a bunch of fucking jarheads walking around. We just say what we see and we just call it the way it is. And I think that's what a lot of Americans are doing now. I mean, fucking Chelsea Handler went out there and told 50 cents because he's black, he can't vote a certain way.
No, she said she had to remind him.
She had to remind him he
I
was
guess
black.
the man doesn't look
I
in
guess
the
he
mirror
forgot.
every day or down at his hand.
I forgot. Yeah. She told him she had to remind him he was black.
Don't fight him words. Like,
Who
I think I
the fuck
know
Who are you?
what race I
Who
am.
the fuck are you to tell me I'm black and I can't vote a certain way?
You
Like,
should have said "and beautiful."
and beautiful, right? I mean, come on now. I think some of the shit that's going out there, Lil Wayne now.
But the Chelsea Handler thing, I think the thing that was offensive was not that she told him, not that she said she had to remind him that he was black. It was that she had to remind him he was black and he could not vote for a certain party. That is racism at its core by telling somebody they cannot do something based on their ethnicity.
I think what happens, these people make so
That
much
was
fucking
so
money.
bad. Like, he could vote. He's free. He is a free man. He can vote for whoever he wants. He can write a name in on the ballot. Like,
No shit. Like,
that doesn't matter.
you can't tell me because of the color of my skin I have to vote a certain way. Man, I said, get the hell out of here. Like,
We're free. We can vote
People-
for whoever we want.
I was like, that's racist as hell. That's a white woman telling a black man, you
Or any
can't do
ethnicity.
something, you know? You're like,
Any ethnicity.
you can't do that. That's so damn racist. And she probably didn't even think, I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, she probably seen that. You know, that was blasted her, got her publicity, more publicity for her. People are Googling her now or whatever the case may be just to see the stupid video that she had with whoever the hell she was talking, some other talk show host. And you're like, how racist can you really be? Like, are you really just like, oh yeah, you know, screw him. I don't like him because of the color of his skin. Seriously?
Well, you know, but people have done this for a while because last election, no, it was 2 elections ago. I had a gentleman, actually he unfriended me. We were friends since high school, and he unfriended me because I was kind of voicing some of the reasons I was going to vote for who I voted for. And I'm Native American and white. My mom she looks like a little Indian woman. I'm albino. I got the ashy skin, but I'm light skinned. So he told me that he could not believe that I was voting for this person and I should not vote for them, A, because I'm minority and because I'm a woman, and that they were going to put me back on reservations and sell me to people if I voted for them. And then he unfriended me. So sometimes we get a little bit into ourselves and think that our opinion is, we just want to hear ourselves talk. And
Yes,
our opinion
such-
is more. And then we try to tell people that they shouldn't vote for something.
I think that's the
Or
biggest
someone.
problem right now, especially with a lot of liberals, is that, well, even left wing or right wing, is that we're so close minded that we are so strong in what we believe in that we're like, you have to believe what I believe in. And it's like, I don't have to believe in what you believe in. Let me hear why you believe in what you believe in. Let me learn. Maybe I might learn
Exactly.
something. I don't know. Maybe I'm blind to something and you might teach me something, but I don't have to believe what you believe in, and you don't have to believe what I believe in, you know? And I think a lot of the things is just that Americans, a lot of us are just tired. We're just like, what is going on? Like,
And we've been cooped up.
why can't you be nice to people? That's the biggest thing, is just being kind to people. I mean, no matter what their beliefs are, what their religion is, or whatever they worship, or whatever the case may be, it's one of those things to where you're like, hey, dude, I'm done. You know, I don't want to listen to you anymore. I don't care to listen to what you're saying to me anymore. And it gets tiring, you know, as Americans. I mean, even now, I mean, hell, I saw a damn article that said Lil Wayne's supporting Trump now. You should have seen the racist comments that are coming from these people. And the crazy part is, it's his own race that is dissing him.
I think anybody to be
You
racist
know,
towards us just
and it's just, racism is just so ugly. It's like, really, dude, open your mind. Quit being so closed-minded and open your mind and listen to why they believe what they're believing.
And then
You
if
know?
you don't believe it, or
If you
like
don't-
Ice Cube, they keep saying he endorsed Trump, but what I got out of listening to him speak was not that he endorsed either candidate. It was he met with Trump because Trump's
Took time out of his
took time
day.
to talk to him about whatever his concerns were for his community. I am not obviously I am not an African American. I cannot go and tell you what it's like to live in that skin and what I need. He can, and he can say, look, this is what our communities need, and I want to talk to whoever's going to come and listen to me and
that's
help me.
the
That's like me
biggest
being
thing.
a woman
Yeah.
saying, you don't know what it's like, so I could come and talk to someone and say, hey, you know
Yeah,
what, this is what we
absolutely.
need. They got mad at him, and then they kept saying he was endorsing Trump and then hating on him, and he's like, I'm just talking
No.
to the party that's going to help me out, to help my communities out.
He's a businessman. He said, if you want to listen to me, I'm
I'll
going to
talk
talk
to
to
you.
whoever the hell will listen to what I want to do for my community. I haven't looked into what the plan that he has. Apparently, Lil Wayne has a similar plan to what he's doing.
But isn't that amazing that we
But-
have people with platforms that want to do something for their communities instead of trashing them? We need to support them and be like, can we listen to you and see
Can we
what your
listen to what they
plan
said?
is?
Not
This is
these
awesome.
fucking athletes out there kneeling on a damn field, kneeling on the fucking basketball court. You're like, seriously, dude? If you're not going to voice your opinion to help save your community, I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. I don't want to see you protesting my national anthem.
There are some that are really out
You
there
know?
doing the thing, though. They're
If you are out
being
there supporting your community, more power to you. You should be. You know, you don't want to see your community fail. We already know. A lot of us don't like going to a black community at night because we already know. Fuck,
But
it can
it's
be
the same-
dangerous, dude.
But it's the same
anyway,
for
Hispanic
yeah, and
communities,
Native.
or you can
Like,
go to a fucking redneck town too in the middle of the night.
There's just-
if you're not the same color, if you're not the same race, fuck, you're gonna be scared. I don't want to go in there. You know,
preconceived ideas, fears. There's ignorance
You know?
based on cultures.
and a lot of it's just fucking ignorance, and you're just like, dude. I mean, them athletes, man, those things. Oh, I'm voicing my opinion. But you're not doing anything for your community. You know
Some
what I'm
of them
saying? You might get ones and twos that are, but I guarantee you those guys ain't the ones taking the knee on the damn field. You know, because they know, fuck, I can't. I'm not kneeling for that because I got to go and make sure my knees are good so I can go pick up the trash after the football game or after the baseball game. I got to go pick up trash in the damn community to help make it. It's like I said, man. You know, I had one guy tell me the other day. He was like, you know why they're doing this? Why they're kneeling? He said because because he's African American. He's like, it's because the only time people want to hear us is when we're singing or when we're dancing or when we're doing something. You know, and I said, well, that makes more sense. But at the same point, what are you doing besides talking? You know, I mean, hell, if you guys are like all these famous people, I guarantee if you went on Twitter or Instagram or whatever the hell social media you like playing on, and you went out there and you bought a fucking 100 boxes of trash bags and said, I'm gonna be in this area from this time to this time cleaning up the trash or helping these small businesses reestablish themselves, get everything cleaned up so that they can open their store back up because it was trashed by the domestic terrorists that we currently have in our country. I guarantee you hundreds of thousands of people will go out there and say, hey, he's going to be out there. I might get to see him. I'm going to help clean too. Why not? You know, us as Americans, we need to take a stand and help each other out. You know, we need to be out there trying to help build up the small business again. I mean, how many small businesses have been closing because of all this crap?
Big businesses as well.
Big businesses are taking a
Of
hit.
course, small businesses are.
You know, and if you're a small business and you're doing it on your own and you don't have any backing, you fucking hurting. You're probably, I mean, hell, there's a shitload of small businesses that have closed down because of this whole COVID thing. You know?
I think the whole thing is just being a part of your community, going back to, I mean, I grew up really, really poor, and I grew up in what would be equivalent to the, what we would call very low income apartments. We went without electricity, we went without all kinds of things at times. And when you go back to help your community, I think your testimony is larger, regardless of what ethnicity you are. I could go back to my community, which I was really blessed. I say blessed. I grew up really poor, so wherever I was at, we had multi-ethnic families. I mean, I grew up around everyone. But if you were in an area with a predominantly, black or Hispanic or white, like going back and saying, okay, this is where I live, this is where I grew up, this is what they need, and using your voice and your platform and going down there, because we're America, like we are a great country. Anyway, I think that there were 139 million people that voted last election, and they believe that there are going to be more this election.
I think there will be. I mean, people are
so.
crazy. People don't want Trump to win for shit. I tell you what.
But get out there and vote then.
You have to get out there and vote. You have to.
If you don't want
vote.
him to win,
if
vote.
you don't want him to vote, if you don't want him to win, vote.
But they're putting up a wall around
in D.C. around the White House. An unscalable wall. Yeah. I guess it's going to be an electric fence or things what they're saying.
Like,
it's gotten stupid, man.
Yeah.
America's gotten stupid, And us veterans, you already know, dude. Let some shit happen. We'll go fucking psycho on some people. Like, we always say our time has never ended. Regardless of we
even
got
80
out,
or 90 years old, they're gonna be outside.
They still gonna be outside with their guns sitting there. I don't give. They're probably an M1 Garand, or whatever the hell, and they're gonna be sitting outside and they're gonna be like, "Fuck you, dude. Come try me." As an American, as a veteran, that's one of the biggest things I think that we know, that our time has never ended. Regardless if we're not on active service anymore, we know that we have to defend our country against enemies, foreign and domestic. So like I said, I signed that damn dotted line, and all my brothers and sisters signed that dotted line with me. We said, I'll take a bullet for you. I don't know where you came from. I don't know your walk of life, but I'll take a bullet for you, because we both decided to defend this country, And during this time, the way it's every election, though, it always seems
bad, though. This one's bad. Let's not have a civil war.
No lie, I don't need no damn civil war. Be kind. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is that, damn, dude, like, seriously, it's gotten to a point to where we just hate each other. We hate our beliefs. We hate each other's beliefs. We hate each other's foundations on how they were brought up and just what they're doing in our country. It's sad to see it, because we going through it every single day. It's, I hate you because of this. I hate you because of that. And it's like, when the hell did we become like that? I keep telling people talk about 9/11. I'm like, I talk about 9/12, man. When we all came together as Americans after we were attacked by a foreign terrorist group. Yeah. They destroyed our buildings, but we came together as Americans and helped each other. So, what I'm saying? I said 9/12 was probably the best day for America. Was it sad as hell? Yeah. But it was also great because we came together and we embraced each other and we helped each other get back on our feet. We didn't care what race you were. We didn't care who you voted for. We didn't care about any of that. We just cared about helping each other get back on their feet, get everything cleaned up, and make sure that everybody was safe and taken care of. And that's what we need to get back to as Americans, is caring for each other, not worrying about what somebody believes in or why they're so radical left or so radical right. Just be a damn American and take care of each other. And that's my biggest thing, is that, hell, especially as an American veteran, you already know, man, ain't no damn skin color. They say you green. You're green. Some of y'all might be light green, some of y'all might be dark green, but you fucking green. It's plain and simple. We're brothers and we're sisters. We need to take care of each other, and we need to get our country back together is what we need to do, and help our country get back to being loving and kind to each other is the biggest thing. That's my take from it.
And realize that the things that we're complaining about the other side, they're complaining about it against our side too. So regardless of where you stand, Democrat, Republican, third party, wherever you stand, we see people on both sides doing the same thing. You have Republicans rioting, and you have Democrats rioting. You have Republicans saying they're going to chop people up that don't vote their way. You've got Democrats saying the same thing. We've got both sides. There are people on both sides that are breeding hostility and hate. And I think that the thing is we need to back up and say, we're not going to feed into that. This is what we're going to do. for me, at the end of the day, I don't really put my faith in whatever president is there anyway. My faith is in God, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, yes, I do want a great president while I'm here, but
it's gonna go. I mean, a lot of the stuff, man. I think a lot of us forget that in Congress they already have somebody selected. You know, I
don't agree.
I agree that I think, you know, we argue about it, but I believe that they've already got somebody selected. They already know who's going to be president of the United States. They've already got everything set up. That they give us a facade that go and vote is going to make a difference. And I don't, you know, I'm like, go and vote, but at the same time, for me, it's like, they already have who they want selected for that position. You know. A lot of it sucks, but I mean, politics
then
are
why would
nasty.
they be so mad then?
I don't know, because they own the media. They let the media psych people out.
They do.
The media psychs people out. People get crazy and psycho. I mean, with the whole coronavirus. Tell me why the hell you need so much damn toilet paper? I had corona. I didn't shit myself that much. You know, if you had corona, did you shit yourself that much when you needed that much toilet paper? The way they sold out of stores? It wasn't like a...
Guys, that was for real. I was getting scared about the baby formula, though.
The baby formula and stuff, necessities, you know?
Babies.
Like necessities like that, but toilet paper? Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously? Toilet paper? You gonna sell out of fucking toilet paper like that? Come on, dude.
Okay, did you hear? I'm gonna get her name right. Kamala. Because people are saying her name totally different ways, and I hate butchering names. And after I said her name in the last video, I was like, that doesn't sound right. I'm gonna go back. So yes, I did the nerdy thing, and I got on YouTube and I listened to a little thing about how to pronounce her, because everybody is like pronouncing it wrong. So Kamala, she was like doing a plea for one of the, you know, the voting for Biden, and she's like, remember how it felt as an American when you couldn't find toilet paper. I was laughing though. I mean, I'm just saying that part was really funny. Donald Trump has done some crazy stuff too, so it's like we should do a blooper reel of all this.
No shit, all these politicians.
That is on the lips of someone talking about voting for them.
Voting for them.
Remember what it was like.
Remember what it was like when you didn't have toilet paper? Are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't believe
I would be like,
it.
I've been cutting some clothes up.
No lie, man.
Leave the food. That's why I get the food.
I got towels. I can cut up some damn towels.
I didn't have toilet paper all the time when I was a kid anyway. It's all good. I don't know what y'all talking about. Toilet paper's a luxury anyway.
That's a luxury anyways, man. A lot of this shit is just stupid, man. I mean, we could go on and on about the he said, she said nonsense, man. But like I said, by the time you guys see this, we still won't even know who the fucking president of the United States is.
They said that it may take a lot longer.
It might take longer, they said, so we won't even know.
We may not.
So,
I hope we do, but we may
hopefully
not.
you guys sleep well Tuesday night, because it's going to be a long night, you know, with all the votes coming in and all this nonsense. Because they said they still got absentees coming in that will be coming in well after the election.
They said, don't be surprised if you wake up Wednesday morning and we still don't have a clear winner, but we are hoping to have enough votes in at that time to announce someone. But you know, they still have those people out there saying it could be Thursday, it could be Friday.
Who knows, man? It's shitty, man. You know, how the hell
you know
our
what
country's
you should
come
do?
to?
You know what you should do Wednesday morning?
Drink some coffee.
Get up, drink your coffee, call your friend that's voting differently than you, go have lunch together. Go outside.
Might be the last time you guys do that together.
No, do life. Continue to do life. Continue to do life.
Absolutely, you guys gotta continue living life regardless who the next president of the United States is. You guys are Americans, and you guys need to work together, regardless of beliefs.
You guys. We are Americans.
And
then get out there and vote next election to get who you want.
No shit. Well, we know Trump ain't gonna be able to go again, so we'll be
vote.
Get out there.
Maybe we'll get
an
awesome girl to run.
Maybe we'll get somebody that actually believes that it's okay, not to support domestic terrorist organizations. You know, there's a lot of people out there say, I'll say it. You'll say that you'll support domestic terrorists? I think
it's ignorance. I think that we just want to... I just think it goes back to wanting to fit in sometimes, or being uneducated. I have been uneducated on a lot of things that I have thought were great, and luckily have been around people that have opened my worldview and taught me things, and that's what it's about, being open-minded.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to keep your head. You got to freaking educate yourself. That's the biggest thing. You know how they said growing up, education is key?
Yeah, you know what? So my sister-in-law, his sister, we are very different in political views. I will say we do have some things that we agree on, but we're pretty different. She's a very educated woman. She educates herself on the candidate that she wants to vote for and the views that she has. And I think that's amazing. And so I wholeheartedly am like, well, you are making an educated vote. And that's what I like. Regardless if we're voting differently, she's using her mind and educating herself. And she knows that I'm voting opposite of her, but we love each other and we're happy to be family. And we sit and talk about it. I feel like we are able to have that conversation where we can open each other's mind. And it's
I talked with her when I talked to her the other night. We just had a crazy ice storm here. Took out power all over the freaking state. You know, it took out a lot of power. Her power got taken out.
And she's got little babies.
And she got babies, and she's gonna be one of the last ones because she had an older house where the power comes from the power line that goes straight to the house versus underground and stuff. It's gonna be a little bit for her to have some power. We had some good conversation. It's one of those things, man, is that these politicians have been sitting in office for so long. Everybody should have a term limit.
And we agree on that.
Senators, Congress, I don't give a damn. The president has a term limit. Supreme Court should have a term limit. Everybody that serves in Congress should have a term limit.
Yeah.
Whether it's 4 years or 8 years or 6 years. But everybody should have a term limit. I mean, hell, we got a senator running for office again. That man's 85, 86 years old, and he's trying to go again. They said if he wins...
episode.
He said he'll be 91 years old by the time his term is done. I'm like...
But isn't that ageism?
I don't care. You're old. Retire.
But wisdom isn't age.
But my thing is what we discuss is that, okay, like you said, wisdom, people have this wisdom, right? So why aren't they grooming the next person to take their spot versus just thinking about themselves running?
I don't know, because that's a...
You know what I'm saying? Usually, I mean, like,
I
for a corporation or a business, say, hey, I'm about to retire. I know I'm going to retire in 5 years, and I have to leave this to somebody. Let me start training him now, so when my time comes, it's a smooth transition, and I can ensure that he's going to be a great leader.
Because it's greed and legacy.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's greed. It's freaking greed. How much money do you think they're making while they're sitting up there? He's 86 years old. I'm looking at retirement at like 56. I'm ready. I'm done. I'm ready to retire at 56.
I think it's notoriety, though. I think it's that somebody wants to be the legend and not have somebody else. Damn,
when you're 86 years old, by the time your last staying in office is, you're gonna die. You ain't gonna wake up the next day.
You don't know that.
I work with people. They retire from where I work, and
that's because they don't go do anything.
They don't wake up the next day. I'm like, damn, they retired a week ago and they dead already. I said they didn't even get to enjoy all their money from they saved up for retirement. That shit gets stupid sometimes, man. There's a lot of, that's the biggest.
So go drive that car you're remodeling in your garage.
No lie, go drive it because somebody's gonna do it. If you don't do it, somebody's gonna do it because they don't look at it the same way that you look at it.
Or they look at life like, I'm gonna drive this.
I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna make sure I get it taken care of, man.
Anyway, I have babies.
I've enjoyed this time with you guys for this Wednesday episode. I mean, I've got the luxury of bringing in the CEO of Raffle 180 right here with me. She's been here with me forever.
He's gonna say this every time.
Every
He's
time.
To get like brownie points.
Something. 20 years we've been together. I've been trying to help her get her business up and running. If you into medicinal health, bath bombs, sugar scrubs,
natural stuff,
all natural hippie stuff, go check out raffle180.com. Also, don't forget to go over to VTT, subscribe to this, watch this, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to come over to the Stone Vet USMC as well. And subscribe to mine. I got my episodes coming out every Friday. And don't forget to check out this crazy gear that they got coming out. Can you see it? This is that BTT button they keep talking about.
Smoke yourself!
All kinds of crazy nonsense that's come out of this thing, man. I swear. It's one of those those fun little toys you can have on your desk when you eat. A lot of us are working from home, so you get your little kid to walk by and he gets some shit that comes out of that button. Your wife gonna come on to you. She gonna get in your ass for it.
You can tell that this crap has happened in the Garcia home.
Oh, absolutely, man! I got some new gear coming out. Check out the new shirt. They're still debating on how to bring them out and how to launch them off of Rafa 180. If you're interested, definitely message us. Go to Rafa180.com. Leave us some messages on there. You got Facebook, Rafa CBD on Facebook. And then you got my group, my Facebook group, the Stone Vet USMC. And my channel, the Stone Vet USMC on YouTube. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to listen to our nonsense and our craziness. Remember, here at the Stone Vet, we got you.
I am important cause I am unique. I am the lesson, so learn it from me. I am the pavement made in the streets. I am the mercenary MRC.